She's bouncing around. Is that wrong? Not necessarily so. She's in a cycle, and the objective of this cycle is to attract the male, or attract the opposite. So wearing skimpy stuff, all women, all human women, and we say it animals have to attract the other animal to mate and have offsprings. Snakes have to find some kind of way, they have some kind of way to attract a male snake, or the male snake have to find some way to attract the female snake. That's through some kind of chemical. In other words, they disperse some kind of chemical in the water that attracts the other snakes, or they make some kind of sound or scent or whatever. You see bears, they put scents on the trees and this and that. You see birds that sing. They get up in the morning or in the afternoon, whatever. They singing and all this. What they're trying to attract the opposite. Women, they wear their little tight, skimpy stuff, even if they don't know why. They wear their little tight, skimpy stuff to attract the male. A lot of times they attract the male so they can look at him. Does not necessarily mean they want to have sex with him at that time, but I want to see what's available. I want to see what's available. And it's like, well, this one is this and that's that and this and that and all those things and stuff like that. I want to see what's available. So when I'm ready to have sex, whenever that is, and that might be this and it might be that, I don't know. But whenever it is, I haven't decided yet, but whenever it is, I got enough guys around me that I could pick and choose whoever I want to, whenever I want to, and however I want to, because they need to wait on me. I don't need to wait on them, so I can sit here as long as I want to and whatever. And if you don't like it, that's too damn bad, because I'm me and I'm a woman and I do what I do. And they've always done this. You see the old Greek films, they're wearing skimpy stuff, and it goes on and on. So is this bad? No. Is this normal? This is normal. But what about normalcy? I want to eat. I'm hungry, biological. My clock, I can show you a chart of food. Okay, it's early in the morning, I haven't eaten in 8 hours. I want, or 6 hours or whatever. I want to eat. I'm getting hungry, I want to eat. So the body says I want to eat, but society says you don't eat off the ground. You don't eat like this. You don't eat with you wash your hands first and then you eat. This is the society that we live in. Other societies say, well, you eat like this or you eat like that or whatever. You say your prayers before you eat or whatever. But biology, I want to eat. Social, when and where and how. In other words, under what conditions. The same thing with this chart. The biological stimulation is there for the young woman, in this case a young black woman. She wiggle, giggle, sniggle, and all this stuff. But the sociology, when and where do you do this? Your society say you don't do it like this and you don't do it like that. There's ways and moral things. And back in the old days we did it like this, and my mama did it like this, and you should be like my mama because she was pure and right and this and that and all those things and stuff like that. So you need to be like this or whatever. Now what's the problem? The problem is, if I wanted to get somebody to do something, if I had a police force. Now, a good example, say I'm a preacher. I got a congregation and I got some deacons. I get me 4 or 5 big heavy deacons. And I'll sit up in the pulpit and say, well, I don't want you young women to be wearing all this little tight stuff, and it's against God, it's against Jesus and all those other folks and all this other stuff. And if the congregation sees anybody out there, these women out there, young women out there switching around with it, you come tell me, and I'm gonna take my deacons going to get them. and so you see somebody that switch, get his deacons something, they pull him in church in the basement and they beat him with a stick or something, or whatever. They got some kind of reinforcement. So if they got some kind of reinforcement, you can make people do all kinds of things. But here we are with calculus and socialism. We got the government that says, well, you can't go around and grab people and beat people for whatever reason. You just can't go around and grab these women and slap them around and beat them. You can't go and grab these young men, the pants hanging off. The preacher can't have his 4 or 5 deacons go and grab the guy and jack him up, and slap him around and all this stuff, straighten him out. You can't do that because you got another level of authority, and they say that's not political. You can't go around and curse at people and tell them they're all kind of B's and H's and D's and all kind of stuff, and and all kind of stuff. You can't do that. Although you want to do that, you can't do that. Why? Because it's not socially correct. And so you can't do that. So what do we have to do? We're dealing with calculus. We have to find a higher sense of thinking to get these people to do what we want them to do, or what we perceive that is sociably acceptable. You can do the in and out, but you can't do it in the middle of the road. The social things say, well, we don't want you to do it in the middle of the road. You do it behind closed doors after you're married and this and that and all that. You got the praise of the preacher and the bishop and the priest and all the rest of these folks and this, that, and the other, and then, you know what I mean? But you can't do it out in the middle of the road. We all do the same thing, but you can't do it out in the middle of the road.